Right, good afternoon, this is Flapjack and Beans again, welcome to the channel. Right, today what we're going to do now with the Mighty Orange, I'm just getting myself ready for a little bimble over to Italy soon, so these tyres are going to come off. These tyres are Continental Trail Attack 3s, they've been on now for just under 6,000 miles and I'm very happy with them, But like a lot of people on motorcycles, you're always trying, it's a bit like guitar players, always looking for that sweet spot. Well, motorcycles are always looking for that little bit of a tyre. So I'm going to try 100% road tyres this time. These are 90-10s, 90 trail and 10% road. But I'm going to try the Michelin Road 6s, which I've got on order from National Tyres. £300 for the pair. Let's see how they go. I'm getting them fitted this week. I'm just got to go with loose wheels, and so I thought I'd just show you how I take off everything. So starting first of all with the Acra, that's got to come off, and because we're going through Austria, where we tend to always get booked in Austria, me and my friend Mick the Saw, and this has got its baffles removed. Well, it's got its DB killers removed, which you've probably seen in a different video. I was going to put the original baffles back in, but what I've decided to do is to put the original exhaust back on. That's the KTM exhaust. And then if the Austrians stop me in their made country, what can they say? I mean, they've made it. They've put it on the bike, so there's nothing else I can say really. So that's what I'm going to do. So off comes the Acra, which is going to be done like this. Wrong spanner. Start with right spanner or Torx bolt. Right, here we go. So we take these out. There's 3 of these little babies. Take the carbon cover off. My assistant Marcus Moe is not here because he's tossing it off already. He's already swanning around Italy. He's bought a new Mighty Orange, which you might have seen. He's bought the new bike, same as this, and he's enjoying it, I believe. Although he was in Italy this morning, I don't quite know where he is at the moment. He's on a separate tour, then he actually comes away with us as well. So I just dropped a little washer, let me just get that. I don't know where they all are. Right, it was in there. That's okay. That's okay. That can go up here for safekeeping. Yeah, so we're going to try these Michelins. I don't know whether any of you guys have got any comments on them. I've never had a pure road tyre ever on these sort of bikes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. And that's the wrong one again. There we go. So we should be able to oink this thing off pretty quickly. I hope you're all enjoying this little bit of nice weather we've been having, although it did bang it down last night, I have to say. I know the gardeners will be all keen for that, won't they? I'm not. I'm keen for having a garden made out of concrete. You don't have to do out to it. Right. Bit more loosening on that. Hang that down there. Right, we should be able to give this a wobble now. Pull that bolt out. And off we go. There you go. One Acra with DB killers removed. I might even sell this, I don't know. I like it, I like the sound of it, but to be honest, it's a bit loud for me. I might just put baffles back in it. I don't know yet. I'm in the court about it, so there may be a reasonably priced Acra Provic. That's just a year old, up for sale soon, who knows. I'll put that over here. Right, that's that off. Now a little trick here. I wonder what masks were for, but you see this nice little orange nut? If you put a mask on your spanner, I think it's a 32mm spanner, in fact I'm sure it is, and you give it a, right, there she goes, you can see that, There she goes. And that way I've not marked the bolt. So now I can just whip that lad out. There he goes. He can come out to there for a minute. Then we need to take this speed sensor off here, which is a simple torques again. Take the speed sensor off. Put the bolt in there, pull him out, let him just dangle there, he's safe there, see? Right, and then we should now. Right, so I just needed to roll this carpet back somewhat, this bloody matting, so I can get my wheel out. So I've knocked the wheel spindle out, put the spindle out rather, put the chain, which I'll show you, on its little chain tooth thing there, look, which holds it, which is a good idea from KTM. I've got this bench now, which I've dropped the base out, which I'm fortunate to have. I had it when I used to have Gullwing motorcycles, so that comes off. Now in theory, I think we're all good to go. Out with the wheel. There we are. There we have it. So spaces are left in. I'll clean that up in a moment. So that's the rear wheel off. Just to be safe now, I'll put this back in. It weighs a ton. Roll this matting back, I think, while we come back to getting it, and I can fanny around with my chain and do what I want to do. This thing I always degrease and clean anyway. I've got the proper grease to use, so that'll get a lovely clean up. The spindle. I'll put the nut back on just for safekeeping. Not that it's going to go anywhere in this garage, but just saves them threads a bit, doesn't it? In case. Right, so that's the rear end removed. All this will be cleaned up before it goes back. Nice, yeah, little orange bit there, look. Chain will be checked. Get a bit of paraffin around here, clean all that. All that'll be done. So that's your rear wheel out. Okay, that's the rear wheel out, as I said. You can see how mucky they get, don't you? And I tend to clean my bike, but looks like it wants a good clean out, which it'll get. It'll be a smelly job. I don't like doing the smelly job. But there you go. Now I've tethered it to the seat here. I know it doesn't look very good, but it's tight, that. Two straps there to the ramp. Well, you've got the back wheel out and the front wheel's coming out. So I learnt that one day when a friend of mine came with a Gullwing and we hadn't quite got it tethered onto the bench here. And he pulled on a spanner and the bloody Gullwing fell off. Luckily there wasn't too much damage. Right. So, front wheel. We've now, big nut again, 32mm again. Caliper bolts, speed sensor. So we'll do the speed sensor first. That's just a little torque here, look. Out comes the speed sensor, I hope. There we go. There we go. Put his little bolt in the tray there. Speed sensor can just dangle there, that's okay. Now I've pre-slacked these calipers, obviously, before I put it on ramp, so we'll just find my spanner, wherever I've put it, my wrench. We'll whip these calipers off, then we've got to jack it up in there. Who's got the wrench? So we'll try this one till we find another. Right. So, these are simple things. I mean, a lot of people panic about calipers. I've seen them put things in them, boxes, all kinds of things. I just thought, if you look after your calipers, I believe that they're okay. So, they're easy. And you've got to put some blue dab, I think it is, or red dab, I can't remember, when you put it back. But you follow KTM's book. It's all good. Torque them up as well at the right torque, of course, once you've done them. I remember riding to Hull for a ferry one night many years ago on GS, on Adventures, with my friend Mick the Saw again, and we'd both had new sets of tyres the same day, and I'd put them together, all 4 wheels. And little did I realise I'd put his back wheel, I think it was, on my bike, because they're identical bikes, and I'd put his back wheel on my bike and my back wheel on his bike. When we were riding over to Hull, I said, my tyre sensor keeps coming up to, it's not showing 42 psi or whatever were happening. And then we realised that we'd got wrong wheels on it. They were sensitive to, there you go, caliper comes off. They were sensitive, take the bolts out. They were sensitive to settings. So we stopped at a little garage up way up to Hull. But P&O ferry back in them days, we don't use them now. We use Centerline at Harwich. And we asked this guy, can we borrow a couple of spanners and a torque wrench? He says, why? Because we've got wrong wheels in. Anyway, that's what happened. So they're okay. That can stay there now. That'll just hang there. We'll go over to the next side. We'll do this one. Then hopefully we can rag this wheel out and we're good to go up to the tyre shop. I think this bike's got 11,800 miles on it, and I think I did give them a bit of a caliper overall, not so long ago actually, so I can't remember. Right, so we're slacking off this big nut. Not whether you can see, I'll move in a bit more, maybe you can't see that, I don't know. And we'll give it a bit of a knock. Right, we need now just to raise the baby up. So this is what I've got here, which I bought when we used to have Harley Davidsons in this workshop. It lifts up to 300 kilos, it's a great little tool. We only want it off because we've got no back wheels. You've got to be a bit careful here. And just put that on. Well, she centre stand rocked and boy, she's gone. I think that's about it. Yeah, she's moving it there. Right. So now, then we'll give it a knock with a rubber hammer. Right, so as I say, we've knocked that with the hammer a little bit. Make it a bit more. And a little bit more. By the way, make sure that you've undone your 2 pinch bolts here and your 2 pinch bolts here. I think they're whatever then. What do we use? Right. They're I think they're 12 mil. No, they're 10 mil. They're 10 mil anyway. So now then, we've got nobody to help me, no glamorous assistant today. So you keep that going until you can just feel it go through there. Take that out. There's no seal in there. Keep your hand in here and wobble this bloody shaft out. That's the game, she says. She says, oh. Maybe not. Get a little bit more in, can we? Come on out. Here we have the front wheel out. I must confess I've had to lift the mudguard up because the bike was parked too close to the buttress up here to pull the front wheel out, so it just made it easier just to lift the front wheel up. It's 2, 4, 6 little studs. These little babies here, look. Out they come, lift it up, and I've pulled it straight forward. Here she is. Now the front tyre on this has done, as I said, nearly 6,000 miles. And if I wasn't changing for pilots, 6s, I'd be using this tyre. It's just started a couple little bit here, but look at the meat, what's left in that. Unlike my old GS 1250 when we used to have them K41s on it, and you used to use 2 front tyres to every rear tyre on that bike. So yeah, so it's a clean up procedure now, it's the dirty job now, so clean all this up, clean the wheels up, clean the forks up, I'll just do the brakes again, do the back wheel, put them in car, then off up to Nationals. It'll be probably, it's Thursday when I go, so I'll report back when we've installed and maybe make a little video installing when it's all cleaned up. If you've got any interest in that, let me know and put a comment in if you want anything else showing. We'll see how we go from here. Thanks for watching. Okay, if you feel like liking and subscribing, it would help me. Thank you. Bye. Here we have the front wheel out. I must confess I've had to lift the mudguard up because the bike was parked too close to the buttress up here to pull the front wheel out, so it just made it easier just to lift the front wheel up. It's 2, 4, 6 little studs. These little babies here, look. Out they come, lift it up, and I've pulled it straight forward. Here she is. Now the front tyre on this has done, as I said, nearly 6,000 miles. And if I wasn't changing for pilots, 6s, I'd be using this tyre. It's just started a couple little bit here, but look at the meat what's left in that. Unlike my old GS 1250 when we used to have them K41s on it, and you used to use 2 front tyres to every rear tyre on that bike. So yeah, so it's a clean up procedure now. It's the dirty job now, so clean all this up, clean the wheels up, clean the forks up, I'll just do the brakes again, do the back wheel, put them in car, then off up to Nationals. It'll be probably, it's Thursday when I go, so I'll report back when we've installed and maybe make a little video installing when it's all cleaned up. If you've got any interest in that, let me know and put a comment in if you want anything else showing. We'll see how we go from here. Thanks for watching. Okay, if you feel like liking and subscribing, it would help me. Thank you. Bye.